1. Introduction. My name is Pam. I am 26 years old. I live in a small town. My job is a baker. I work at a local bakery. It is a small place. Many people in the town know me. They come to the bakery every day for fresh bread and sweet cakes. I like my job very much. I like making food for people. It makes me feel happy when they smile after eating my bread. I live in an apartment. My apartment is right above the bakery. It is a small place, but it is comfortable. I live alone there. My parents live far away in a different city. I do not see them very often. My life is simple. I wake up early every day. I go downstairs to the bakery. I work for many hours. In the evening, I clean up the bakery. Then I go back to my apartment. I eat dinner alone. Sometimes my life feels a little lonely. I do not have many friends in this town. Most of my time is spent working. After work, I often feel tired. I read books or watch TV. Sometimes I use the internet. The internet helps me feel connected to the world outside my small town. I can read news or look at pictures of beautiful places. Sometimes I chat with people online. It is a way to talk to new people. It helps me to not feel so alone. One evening, I finished my work. I went upstairs to my apartment. I ate a simple dinner. I felt bored. The evening was long. I did not want to just read a book. I opened my computer. I looked for something new to do. I found an online chat website. I had never used this kind of website before. I thought it could be fun. Maybe I could talk to someone new. Maybe I could laugh a little. I clicked on the link. I decided to try it. I did not know what would happen next. I just wanted to feel less bored, less lonely for one night. 2. A new friend online. One evening, Pam was on the chat website. She clicked on a chat room and began to type. Soon, she met a man named Victor. He was 29 years old, just a few years older than Pam. Victor lived in a different city, quite far from Pam's quiet small town. He told her that he worked with computers, which sounded interesting to Pam. Their first conversation felt light and easy. They talked about simple, everyday things, and Pam found Victor very funny. She laughed a lot during their chat. She immediately felt comfortable with him, a feeling she did not often have with new people. It was a nice, warm feeling to talk to someone new and friendly. After that first night, Pam and Victor began to talk every single evening. Pam started to look forward to his messages with great excitement. When she saw his name appear online, her heart felt a little lighter. They learned many new things about each other during their nightly chats. Victor shared details about his hobbies and passions. He loved music very much, listening to many different kinds of songs. He also enjoyed reading books, and he often talked about interesting stories and ideas he found in them. Pam listened carefully to all his words, imagining his life in another city. Pam also shared parts of her life with Victor. She told him about her work at the small town bakery. She explained how she spent her days making fresh bread, sweet cakes, and tasty pastries. Pam also spoke about her biggest dream. She truly wished to own her very own bakery shop one day. It was a very important dream for her, one she worked hard for every day. Victor listened to her dreams and understood. He always had kind and encouraging words for her, which made Pam feel supported. Their conversations were always good and full of warmth. They often laughed together at jokes or funny stories. Pam felt that Victor was a very good listener, and she could tell him almost anything about her day or her thoughts. Talking to Victor quickly became the best part of her evening. She felt much less lonely when she talked to him. He made her feel happy and truly understood. Every night, she waited for the sound of a new message from Victor. This new online friendship was quickly becoming very special to Pam. She liked Victor more and more with each passing day. She often thought about his words and his stories long after their chats ended. It felt like she had found a real friend, even though they were only talking through a screen. Their chats filled her evenings with joy and new thoughts. Getting closer. Weeks passed quickly. Pam and Victor talked every night. Their talks became longer and deeper. Pam felt very comfortable with Victor. She felt she could tell him anything. She told him about her childhood. She shared stories about growing up in a small town. Her parents lived far away now, and she missed them. Victor listened carefully to everything she said. He asked good questions and always understood her feelings. Pam felt a strong connection to him, even though they were far apart. Victor also shared many things with Pam. He told her about his dreams. He wanted to travel to many different countries. He wanted to see new places and learn new things. He talked about his wish to visit old castles and big mountains. Pam loved hearing his stories. She felt like she was traveling with him. They talked about their hopes for the future and what they wanted to do with their lives. They discovered they shared many similar ideas and dreams. They started sending each other pictures. Pam took a picture of her bakery. It showed the warm oven and fresh bread. She wanted Victor to see her world, her work, and the place where she spent most of her days. Victor sent Pam a picture of his desk. There was a computer on it, and a guitar stood next to the desk. Pam could imagine him playing music. She smiled when she saw his photo, feeling closer to him. Every evening, Pam waited for his messages. When Victor's name appeared on her phone's screen, her heart beat faster. A warm feeling filled her. She looked forward to their talks more and more. She thought about Victor often during the day. She wondered what he was doing. She wondered what he was thinking. His voice was in her head, even when they were not talking. He was becoming a very important part of her daily life. One night, after a long conversation, Pam closed her phone. She lay in her bed, thinking about Victor. She realized something important. Her feelings for him were very strong. She was falling in love. This was a new and big feeling. She was falling in love with a man she had never met in person. It felt strange, but it also felt right. She had never expected to feel this way. She knew Victor only through words and pictures on a screen, but for Pam, he felt very real. He felt like a part of her life. She hoped he felt the same for our first time together. After 3 months of talking, Victor said he wanted to meet. He asked if I was ready to see him in person. My heart beat fast. I felt very nervous, but also very excited. This was a big step for us. We decided on a plan together. Victor would travel from his city to my small town. We chose a small, cozy cafe for our first meeting. It was a place I knew well. This made me feel a little more relaxed. I thought about that day often. The special day finally came. I woke up early that morning. The sun was shining. I wanted to look my best. I chose a simple blue dress. It was comfortable. I looked in the mirror many times, checking my hair and my smile. I arrived at the cafe a little early. My hands felt cold. I sat at a table near the window. I watched people walk by. Every minute felt very long. I kept looking at the door, waiting for him. I wondered if he would be exactly like his photos. Then the door opened. A man walked in. He looked around the room. I knew it was him at once. His face was friendly and his smile was warm. It was the same smile I had seen in his pictures, but it was even better in real life. He saw me and started to walk towards my table. When he reached me, he said my name. "Pam," he said softly. His voice was kind. In that moment, all my worries disappeared. All my fear was gone. It felt like my world changed. It was a wonderful, happy change. We sat down and started to talk. We talked about everything. We spoke about our jobs, our favorite books, and our dreams for the future. It was so easy to talk to him. There was no difficult silence between us. We laughed many times. It felt completely natural, like we had known each other for years and years. The hours flew by quickly. This first meeting was even better than I had hoped. It was the start of our story together. 5, we are in love. Victor started to visit Pam often. He came to her town almost every weekend. Sometimes he stayed for a few days, especially if he did not work on Monday. Having him there changed Pam's daily life. He even began to help Pam at the bakery in the mornings. This was a new and wonderful thing for Pam. She was used to working alone, but now she had help. Victor would wake up very early with her, even before the sun came up. He learned to mix the dough for the bread and shape the rolls. Pam showed him how to do everything, step by step. He was a quick learner, and he seemed to enjoy helping her. His presence made the early mornings at the bakery much brighter. Pam felt a new kind of joy, a happiness she had never known before. Her days were now full of laughter and warm, happy moments. Victor's smile made her small apartment and the bakery feel bigger and brighter. They spent many hours together, exploring the town. They walked in the park near the bakery, talking about the trees, the birds, and the people passing by. Sometimes they just walked in silence, holding hands, feeling comfortable and close. These walks were simple but very special. In the evenings, they often watched movies on Pam's small television. They shared popcorn and soft drinks, laughing at funny parts and talking during the quiet ones. After the movie finished, they would talk for a long time, sometimes late into the night. They spoke about their dreams and their hopes for the future. Victor told Pam about his plans to perhaps work from home more often. Pam told him again about her big dream to own a bigger bakery one day, maybe with a small cafe section. They talked about a future where they could be together, sharing their lives, their work, and their everyday moments. These long talks were very important for Pam. She felt that their lives were slowly joining together, like two rivers becoming one. One evening, after a quiet dinner, they sat close on the sofa. The room was soft with the light from one lamp. Victor looked at Pam with a gentle smile. He took her hand in his, holding it softly but firmly. His eyes were warm and full of deep feeling. "Pam," he said softly, his voice full of emotion, "I love you." Pam's heart beat very fast in her chest. A wave of happiness washed over her. Tears came to her eyes, but they were happy tears. She looked back at Victor, her own eyes shining. Her voice was a little shaky, but clear. "I love you too, Victor," she said. She meant every single word. All the strong feelings that had grown in her heart for months, ever since their first online chat, were now clear and real. It was a truly beautiful moment, full of honesty and love. They held each other close for a long time, feeling safe and happy together. It felt like the most natural thing in the world to be in his arms. Their love had started on the internet far away, but now it was real and strong, right there in Pam's living room. Every day, their feelings grew deeper and stronger. Pam knew that this was true love. She was not lonely anymore. She had Victor and he had her. They were truly, completely in love. 6. A small problem. Pam was very happy with Victor. Their love felt strong and real. They spent many happy hours together, sharing dreams and plans. But sometimes, a small worry came to Pam's mind. It was a quiet thought at first, but it grew louder in her head. Could a love that started on the internet truly be real? She had never met Victor in person until a few months ago. All their first talks were through a computer screen. This made her wonder. Her story was different from other couples she knew, and this difference made her feel a little unsure. Soon, other people in her small town started to notice Pam and Victor. In a small town, everyone knows everyone's business. Some people started to talk about them. They would whisper when Pam walked past. "She met him online," they would say. "Is that really safe? She is foolish to trust a man from the internet." These words reached Pam. They were like small, sharp stones thrown at her heart. She heard them in the bakery, at the market, and sometimes even from customers. The gossip made Pam feel very bad. She felt hurt because people did not understand her love. She felt scared, too, because their words put doubts in her mind. Was she really foolish? Could Victor's love be a trick? Her happy mood changed to a quiet sadness. She often looked out the window, thinking about the things people said. She felt lonely again, even with Victor by her side. Victor quickly saw that Pam was not her usual self. Her bright eyes looked sad. Her laughter was less frequent. One evening, as they sat together, he took her hand. "Pam," he said softly, "you seem troubled. Please tell me what is wrong." Pam looked at him, tears close to her eyes. She told him about the town's words and her own growing fears. She asked him, "Is our love real, Victor? Truly real?" Victor listened carefully. He held her hand tightly. "Pam," he said, his voice strong and kind, "our love is real. It does not matter where it started. It matters what we feel now together." He looked into her eyes. "Please believe in me. Believe in us." Then he had an idea. He knew Pam dreamed of making her bakery bigger. "Let's make a website for your bakery," he suggested. "We can show everyone your wonderful bread and cakes. I can help you design it." Victor spent many evenings working on the computer for her bakery. He showed her different designs and asked for her ideas. He taught her how to add new pictures of her fresh baked goods. He did not just talk about love, he showed it through his actions. Seeing him work so hard for her dream, Pam felt a deep peace. His help was a clear sign. His love was true, strong, and real. The small problem in her heart began to disappear. She knew she could trust him completely. 7. A special question. It was my birthday. The sun was shining and I felt happy. Victor was with me and that made every day special. I woke up early as usual to open the bakery. When I went downstairs, a big surprise was waiting for me. The whole bakery was full of flowers. Red roses, white lilies, yellow sunflowers, there were so many beautiful colors. The sweet smell of the flowers mixed with the smell of fresh bread. It was a wonderful smell. Victor stood there, smiling. He had done all this for me. My heart felt full of love. I ran to him and gave him a big hug. "Happy birthday, Pam," he said softly. "It was the best start to my birthday ever." We worked together that morning, surrounded by the flowers. Many customers came and smiled when they saw the beautiful display. They wished me a happy birthday. It was a busy but very happy day. In the evening, after the bakery closed, Victor had another surprise. He had cooked my favorite dinner. We ate slowly, talking and laughing. The day felt perfect. After dinner, Victor took my hand. "Let's go for a walk," he said. "It's a beautiful evening." We walked out of the bakery and into the quiet streets of our small town. The sky was turning orange and pink. We walked towards the park. This park was special to us. It was the place where we had walked together for the first time not long after we met. It held many happy memories for us. As we walked under the old trees, the air became cool and fresh. We reached a quiet spot near the small pond. The water reflected the evening sky. Victor stopped. He looked at me with his kind, warm eyes. My heart started to beat a little faster. He smiled, a soft, loving smile that always made me feel safe. Then he did something I did not expect. He slowly got down on one knee right there on the grass. He took a small, velvet box from his pocket. He opened it, and inside was a beautiful ring. It shone in the last light of the day. "Pam," he began, and his voice was a little shaky, "you are the most wonderful person I know. You make my life complete. I love you more than words can say. Will you marry me?" Tears came to my eyes. They were not sad tears, but tears of pure joy. This was the moment I had dreamed of even before I knew Victor. It felt like my heart would burst with happiness. I could not speak for a moment, but then I nodded my head quickly. "Yes," I said, my voice full of emotion. "Yes, 1,000 times yes." Victor stood up. He put the ring on my finger. It fit perfectly. Then he held me close, and we stood there for a long time, just holding each other. The stars began to appear in the dark sky. Our love, which had started with simple words on a computer screen, was now stronger than ever. It was real, it was true, and it was going to last forever. This was the best birthday gift I could ever imagine. I was going to marry the man I loved. 8. Our new life. Victor and I planned our wedding. We wanted a small and happy day with our friends and family. The bakery looked beautiful with simple flowers and soft lights. I wore a white dress, and Victor wore a dark suit. We stood together and said our vows. Everyone smiled, and there were happy tears. It was a sweet day, full of love and joy. We felt happy to start our new life together. After the wedding, Victor moved to my town. He left his old city. He brought his things and made his home with me above the bakery. It was a new adventure for him. Now, the bakery was our bakery. Every morning, we woke up early. Victor helped me bake bread and prepare cakes. He learned fast. He was friendly with every customer. Our bakery became a busy and popular place. Life was very different now. Before, I was often lonely. Now, I had Victor every day. We worked together, sharing every task. We laughed a lot, even at small mistakes in the kitchen. After work, we cooked dinner or went for walks. We talked about our day and our future. Victor always listened and gave good advice. He was my best friend, partner, and loving husband. Our love grew stronger each day. We supported each other. When I was tired, Victor made me tea. When he had a long day, I cooked his favorite meal. We understood each other well. The townspeople who had gossiped now saw our happiness. They saw how Victor cared for me and the bakery. Their opinions changed. They saw our love was real and strong. I often thought about how it all began. I was a lonely baker trying an online chat website. I never thought I would meet my husband there, but I did. Victor entered my life and filled it with warmth, laughter, and joy. Our life together was better than any dream. It was a wonderful new beginning, full of shared moments and happiness. I was no longer alone. I had found my perfect partner. Looking back, I always smiled. I met my husband on the internet, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me. It was truly our new life.